That's what we're looking to do. The school is going to be a school that prepares our children for global economic leadership and domination.
I'll get back to that later. Now, let me give as an example my favorite "we need to go back to Africa" Negro, Mr. Holipsism. Now, he's been on here for maybe 12 years talking about taking over some nation on the continent of Africa and making it into a black place for black Americans. But maybe about 5 years ago, he announced something, and almost as soon as he did it, I came on here and said that I knew what he was about to do before he even made it happen. And what he did was announce that he wanted to set up a meet and greet. Yvette Carnell just finished doing that not too long ago. And I remember maybe about 10 years ago, Elder Tahar did that. I've seen a lot of people do that on the internet and away from the internet. But when he said that people from different places in this country who agree with his BAIO group, he said they should meet up with people. He told them, you should meet up with people in your state. And they met up. But when he announced it, I came on here and told him that I already know what he was going to do, which is to start BAIO chapters. And to do what? So they can start tithing to his BAIO website. And that's exactly what they've been doing. I've seen a lot of people do that. I'm going to talk about something that we all know about when it comes to animals. But when it comes to the Black Power people, folks act like they can't recognize it when it's unfolding.
You're going to lose another baby if you're not careful. Why they keep coming back? They got two.
Isolating your intended target. Our Black Power people are very predatory upon black people, and the main means they use to get black people is white people and all the stuff that black people don't went through in this country. Her name is the Real ISIS One. Her website she just started is to isolate her intended targets. That's what I meant the other day when I said that she tore off a chunk of black people. And I've been watching her alluding to that website thing for a long time, for months, and she finally did it a few days ago.
And young Pharaoh is someone that has been in the quote unquote game, if you will, because that's what it really is for all of them. It's a game. But he's been around for a long time. He has a very large following. And he made a statement that white people need to put black people back in slavery. To be on a platform where we have a black man, this is another black man by the name of Tommy Sotomayor, to be on a platform where we have a black man saying that black people need to go to concentration camps. Then you have people like Kevin Samuels, who hates the black woman, and for whatever reason has a whole platform dedicated to putting down the black woman. Then we have women like Cynthia G, if you want to call them women, who have devoted their whole platform to beating down the black man. It's against everything that I believe to continue to be on a platform where people are able to say these sorts of things unchecked, because words have power. And what they are trying to do is manifest black people in slavery. And no matter how much we speak out about the negativity of these people, No matter how much we try to counteract the negative effects, we cannot counteract it. And so I am left with the only option which is available to me, which is to withdraw myself immediately from this platform. And I can't. If even one of them had been kicked off of this platform, I would consider. But as of now, every single last one of these toxic people is still on this platform, is still raking in money day after day. While people say it's not a big deal. Oh, it's just entertainment. Oh, they're entitled to what they want to say. Well, I see why I don't agree with everything they say, but what they say about this is right. What they say, no. When you say toxic, horrible things, it doesn't matter how much you sprinkle sugar in there. It's not acceptable. It's not. I came on this platform for one reason, and that was to see who I could get out. And my mission has been accomplished. As of August 1st, people will have a way, if that's what they choose to do, to group up and link up. That's it. That's all I have to give is through that device, which is the application for unity. All I have to give is through that. And that's it.
To start tithing. All these years she's been peddling depression just so she can create a church to make a collection plate out of them people. Yeah, she talks about money over there, but talks about it as if she don't want people's money. But me, I listen closely, and money is exactly one of the things that she seeks to get out of people.
No. These same people will go to somebody like Tariq and give money to the museum just so that they could say, yeah, man, that museum, I put $100 on that museum, but you don't have anything. And you probably won't even be alive to see the opening because you have months, not years, months. And people are telling me that I'm too, well, not everybody, but a couple of people are like, she's so amped up. She's so this and that. You have months. So, what should I do? Two Blacks, I'm not subscribed to anyone like that. I be hearing people talk about him and Pups like him or her. I just think it's funny. Yeah. I thought it was funny in the beginning, and that's how they get you. That's how they get you through entertainment. And now that I understand how propaganda works, entertainment is not lighthearted. It's designed to come off as lighthearted. But what it is brainwashing. And that's why so many of our people are brainwashed now. And unfortunately, Black people have learned how to brainwash from their enemy. And now they're using that not for good, but for bad. Now they're using that information not to set us free and to get us out of the situation, but so that they can get the money as well. And people are pouring money into people that are already rich. Period.
Instead of pouring money into these other people, start pouring your money into me. Or in other words, that's what she was saying. Right there, she was hating and coveting what Tariq and her other fellow Black Power people are getting. And there are a lot of instances of her doing that. We're going to know how to spot a cult leader today, and or an aspiring cult leader. What does Nature Boy do to new members? Same thing all cult leaders do. He strips them of their possessions. Nature Boy confiscates bank cards, credit cards, bank accounts, tell you to shave your head and all that, while he keeps a head full of hair and uses what he took from them for himself. All cult leaders do that. Jim Jones, Ben Yahweh, Charles Manson, and whoever else.
But I cannot give away an idea to a person that I haven't seen and give that type of knowledge to a person that I haven't seen and that I don't know. Anjam said, Tariq is in the know more than all of us. with him being connected to the elites, knowing that SHTF years old, he used to tell people to prep. Now he is concerned about his family. Listen, I'm going to tell you what's going on. All of these actors, celebrities, they are going to do whatever they need to do to get every dollar that they can from you, because they are trying to get money so that they can get away before it implodes. They're trying to get their ticket off of this burning, drowning planet. So they are trying to get every dollar they can get from you right now to make sure that their families are okay. Do not give money to the elite. Pour it in the poor people. Period. I'm being real. It really is that simple. Stop giving money to the elite. They don't need your money. They already have money. They already live behind gated communities. They don't need your money. Everything that Tariq did that was notable was Hidden Colors 1 through 4. I know there's another one. Hidden Colors 1 through 4, which I still think is a good teaching tool for children, although people don't show it to their children because they don't want their children to know the reality of the situation, which is so cowardly, but whatever. That's a whole nother situation. Everything that he did of value was Hidden Colors 1 through 4 and Buck Breaking. Other than that, which I thought brought a lot of good information together for people that didn't know it. That's it. He doesn't need any more of our money. He doesn't.
How come people don't need no more Tariq DVDs? How come? How come they don't need no more? Especially only after you've watched yours. You heard her. She been watching those things. And even the most recent one, Buck Breaking. But to tell y'all you don't need it. Just like a cult leader does. Using what they tell other people they don't need. And there are a lot of examples of ISIS doing that. Now, you've heard me call these flimsy black power people fake separatists, artificial separatists, superficial separatists, and other synonyms for being inauthentic. But I don't do that when I call them isolationists. I've never done that. Because isolationists is what they indeed are. Bona fide, solidified, confirmed isolationists. For real, for real. No counterfeiting in that area. They're not separatists. They're isolationists. There's a difference in the two.
What I'm seeing here is we have a white supremacist president who openly accepted money from the KKK for his platform when he was running. So we have this white supremacist president who seems to be moving back towards, we want the racial purity in America. We want the racial purity back into America. Now, when I say that, a lot of people won't take it seriously. A lot of the Jews didn't take it seriously. So now we have this situation with immigration where it seems like they're wanting the racial purity back into America. Those that stay behind, those that aren't smart enough to leave, may end up back in slavery. Those, I'm going to say it again, those that stay behind, those that are not smart enough to leave, may end up back in a slavery type situation. And people say, well, that would never happen. It's 2018, it's this and that and the other. But our people aren't organized.
On here talking like she Harriet Tubman, like you're going to die if you don't come with her. Creating dependence. They're isolationists, not separatists. And another reason that these cheap replicas of black power talk down at black people is so they can come along and give you anything. And because you feel like nothing, that anything they gave you, you'll look at it as the greatest gift of them all. Like a website that's going to make you free. I have another video on here titled Young Pharaoh, Do You Know the Mad Head Doctor Want to Know Why People Are Mad at You? In that video, you can hear ISIS calling us slaves, we poor, we ain't got nothing, and all kind of stuff. And she been doing that for years, just so she can come along and give you any old thing.
That's what we're looking to do. The school is going to be a school that prepares our children for global economic leadership and domination.
He spent all those years talking about how oppressive the educational system is to black kids. All those years supposedly rallying against the system. And what did he do in response to the system? Comes up with an idea for a private school for himself. These people speak systematically, but their alleged objectives are for individuals.
Because if I am a part of this platform and collecting my few dollars from a super chat when I get a super chat, or when they allow me to even monetize my videos, which is rarely, but to even be a part of that in any capacity, no matter how good the things I'm saying are, how much information I'm giving out, how much I'm teaching, it doesn't matter. To be a part of that is to be complicit. And I am not complicit with that at all. I am fighting against that every single day, doing every single thing that I can to make sure that the future Black generation does not end up in slavery. They want to kill you off so that they can take your children and enslave them. And I'm doing everything that I can to fight against that. And it's against everything that I believe to continue to be on a platform where people are able to say these sorts of things unchecked. Absolutely. Two Black said us Black folks don't know teamwork. Everyone thinks that they're going to, cash out and they're just going to be okay by themselves. And they just don't realize that there's no level of security that you're going to have. When things really, when things really hit the fan and society breaks down, every white person is coming for you and they know where you're at. Think about how nosy they are. They know where you're at and they're coming for you, and it's going to be just like the Purge. And you're going to be sitting there unarmed by yourself, looking like a crazy person and just going to be killed in the first round. That's the reality of the situation. If they said that, let's say the city, everything, the state, the country, let's say it broke down right now. Let's say it broke down right now, right this instant for 2 minutes. In that 2 minutes, I guarantee you a white person would kill a Black person. In that 2 minutes, if society broke down for 2 minutes, a Black person's life would be taken. I guarantee it. Exactly. Hay said, F paying taxes, get it how you live. Just don't hurt no kids or old people. Man, I'm telling you, if there was some real B1 out there, we would be getting it, because B1 is whatever is necessary to protect the Black race. Separation is necessary. It's necessary. You got a lot of people fighting to stay where they're at. And Jam said, we as Black people are tied together. It is so horrible seeing how the majority of Black people are totally clueless to whatever is coming. Here's another thing that I've been experiencing. I have some people that are reaching out to me and they're saying, what are we going to do? And I don't have we money. I'm just putting it out there. I don't have we money. So I don't know what we are going to do. Until I have we money, I focus on what I can do as an individual. I can't plan for people that aren't around me. I can't buy provisions for you and you're not even around, and I don't, it's too much. Whenever they say, oh, it's not going to be a big deal, it's not going to be that bad, it's always going to be really, really bad. It's always going to be really, really bad. They were saying, oh, Delta's not going to be a big deal. And now look, we got some more evictions that are coming up, a big wave of, I guess, something's ending with rental assistance. So once that ends, at the end of this month, we're going to have a lot of people that are going to be, out on the street, which makes them more vulnerable to variants. It makes them more, you guys do the math and look at what's going on. We're not going to be around if we refuse to separate. And that's just the bottom line. It doesn't have to be all of us, but it has to be a good enough number. And I say that because there's a certain amount of people that don't want to separate, and that's fine. It's not worth the effort of trying to get them in. For what? You don't want to separate, and you don't have the mind for separation anyway, because if you did, you'd want to. So we don't want them. We're just trying to nudge the ones that do, but need the extra courage. You know what I'm saying?
So white people gonna find us and kill us in 2 minutes, you said. So you're gonna just scare people into going to your website, huh? Isolation. But I played that because of how ISIS said that she's not looking to save everybody. Just a few, she said. But you hear her talking all this, at the same time you hear her talking all this, she want to save the black race stuff. Just like Umar speaks against systems, but comes up with individualized remedies. All of the Black Power people do that, like Tariq's museum. ISIS, your separate thing is not black race based. It's based for you and a few. You're not going to do nothing, but I'm just saying, if you were, it's not a black people thing, as in the population of black people. But you sell that delusion as if it was for black people, but it's not.
Thank you, Hayes. Much love. Hope you're having a good evening. I try not to focus on that, and I try to focus on the people that are doing the right things, because I have so many people that reach out to me immediately and we're able to build and, all of those things. But I'm just going to tell you, it's not happening quick enough. You have a few months, and then the music is going to stop playing. When the music stops playing, it's just, as bodies piled up. And at that point, it's going to be too late to get out. You're not going to be able to get out, because if you need to relocate states, if you need to go from one state to another, we're about to go back into a lockdown or whatever else is supposed to happen. They're fighting putting the mask back on. They're fighting the vaccine. They're fighting all of these things. But realistically, what's happening. That the food is going to be impacted, because why? If you look at where we get our produce from and you look at where the wildfires are, then that food shortages are coming. You don't have enough supplies to make it on your own, and then to also be fortified, and then you're not going to take the jab. All of these things sound like a fantasy. We have months before the bodies are going to be piled up and the economy is going to fail. All of these things are going to happen, because there's no way for them not to happen. Like, I don't even see them being able to just dump money in, and I don't even think that would be enough. I don't realistically think that would be enough to keep the economy afloat. I don't think you can't just indefinitely pour money into a system to keep it from failing. Eventually it will fail anyway, because there's going to be too many cracks in the system. And that's what's happening. It terrifies me how passive people are. If this was the 60s and 70s, I'm not even kidding you, the streets would be red. And Black people are fighting for this system so hard. This system that has you a slave. This system that literally has nothing to offer you.
Now, I'm not going to contest the upcoming lockdowns or outright civil fallout as, because a lot of us assume that's inevitable. But what I am doing is pointing out her motives, because she, like many Black Power people, need to create a dependency so that they appear to be the only savior. You heard her. We only got months to live, and if we don't escape in these 2 months, your black bodies is going to start dropping. Typical of a predator to make one a dependent. And her solution, of course, is this delusion of her creating some safe space for black people that ain't nothing but snake oil she's selling at the end of the day. It's a hustle.
That's just that's the reality of where we're at right now. Because why? Because everybody knows what's coming. Everybody knows what's coming except our people. They seemingly, many of them don't know, don't understand, don't get it. And they're not really Black first. And when I say Black first, I'm not talking about whatever little movement the people have come up with at this moment. Because we know that, a lot of people come up with movements. We've seen so many of them come and go. Some of them are still around and we can't wait till they go. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Black first ideology, Black nationalism. When you really get down to it, it is about being willing to do whatever it takes to protect the Black race. That may mean leaving your state, but you don't want to hear that. That may mean quitting your job at the local Walmart, Target, at the call center, wherever you are in life. That may mean walking away. And Black people are fighting for this system so hard. This system that has you a slave. This system that literally has nothing to offer you. And I'm the bad guy for telling you to stop fighting for the system? Seriously? This is what I have to deal with. I'm the bad guy for saying that? F your job, it's whatever you got going on, whatever's holding you back, drop everything. We need all hands on deck. We need everybody that's available and knows what's going on. Doesn't matter what condition you come in, because we have the information to get you where you need it.
Told people to quit their jobs. Is that not what cult leaders do? And said, don't worry, because she has the information you need. They strip people of everything so that they themselves become those people's providers. Even said you're not going to have enough to make it on your own. But who got what you need? Her. The cops. If you've ever listened to them talk about this kind of stuff, they'll strongly advise that if someone attempts to kidnap you, do not allow them to take you anywhere. Police will tell you that you're better off taking your chances right there in the fight, because if you allow yourself to be taken off somewhere, you're done.
Hi family, it is at the Real Isis One, and welcome back to my channel.
We're in between a rock and a hard place, and no one has time to spend 20 years trying to coax it out of people. And it's not going to serve us to go on to GoFundMe and do a big public fundraiser. You might as well name it the Slaves Are Trying to Get Away fundraiser. Okay, if you're going to go be public and say, hey guys, come donate. And then why don't I also do a 30-second video where I show you my plans and all of that? See, you might as well just name it the Slaves Are Trying to Get Away fund. If you're going to publicize what you're doing, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to use word of mouth, Black nationalism. When you really get down to it, it is about being willing to do whatever it takes to protect the Black race. That may mean leaving your state, but you don't want to hear that. That may mean quitting your job at the local Walmart, Target, at the call center, wherever you are in life. That may mean walking away. But you know what? There are things you can do to make passive income where you may realize you don't need to go to a job anyway. But that information is not going to be shared with you online when we don't know who you are. We can't see your face. We don't know your name. So I told my sister the other day, she was like, so this idea and everything that you have going on, she says, are you going to share it with anybody, like in full detail? And I was like, no.
Take you off somewhere behind closed doors, she said. That's her website she'd been setting the stage for a long time. Typical of a kidnapper to want to isolate you.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
That's what I meant in that video the other day when I said it's alive. I was talking about the video she had just uploaded asking people to join her website. And they all do this. That's the reason for all that talk about how we got and we ain't got no allies as black people and we're slaves and the world hates us. All that kind of talk about how destitute and in need we are and in the bottom of the barrel, lowest on the totem pole of society we are, is to isolate their intended victims / targets. But she even pulled the old behind closed doors routine. She even pulled that one. I've talked about that a lot of times before. Other people have been saying that. Because what that is so they never have to produce their final product. And when they're questioned, they can just say, we don't have to tell you nothing. We're working behind the scenes. So they never have to produce nothing. Everything they do is so typical. I've seen all of their tactics 1,000 times. The main thing that caught my attention about Umar's sales pitch, it was that first official announcement when he told people that he wanted a school. What caught my attention was the time frame. Because this Negro said the school was going up for sale for $5 million down payment and it would be up for auction in 1 week. I said, hell no. Scam. Because your name Umar, dude. You're not Denzel Washington or the Red Cross or Doctors Without Borders or some other A-list celebrity or notable charity that could raise that kind of bread that fast. Nigga, you lying. You heard ISIS give herself 2 months to build the Wakanda. Wakanda forever! You heard her. She said September, October, something like that. She said in 2 months the fallout will begin. In 2 months. Gave herself 2 months to establish a black place. She lying.